Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 3-day per week, 12 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 382 of our trek, and today is Wisdom Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we will explore for the nuggets of wisdom that are found along the Proverb Trail. Today, we'll explore Proverbs chapter 13, verses 13 through 25. We're broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. We had such a blessed time with the Chamberlain reunion at the Big House this past weekend. Reconnecting with siblings, cousins, aunts, and uncles was such an enjoyment. We are truly blessed to have a family and a homestead that we do. When this day's trek is released, Paul and I will be in Chicago for the Podcast Movement annual conference. I am honored to have the privilege to speak at one of the PMX sessions, which is similar in format to the popular TED Talks. These are short 15-minute sessions and are designed to inform and inspire the listeners with a topic that will be useful to help podcasters succeed in their podcasting journey. The talk that I will be giving is titled The 10 Truths for Creating Your Living Legacy Through Podcasting. My talk is very similar to the Wisdom Trek podcast that I do each day. It is my hope and desire to provide the audience with practical tips that will help them to live their legacy each day. One way to ensure a living legacy is by obtaining wisdom, insight, and understanding. And there is no better source for this than the book of Proverbs, and today's trek is titled, Walk with the Wise and Become Wise. So let's begin with Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 13. People who despise advice are asking for trouble. Those who respect a command will succeed. A person who does not seek advice from wise and tested people will end up making foolish decisions and will end up in trouble. In fact, that person is considered a fool. The fact is that to succeed, you must be willing to take advice and learn from others that have proven themselves successful in various areas of their lives. We must respect and seek out those who are wise. Verse number 14. The instructions of the wise is like a life-giving fountain. Those who accept it avoid the snares of death. We need to seek out the instruction of those individuals that have gained wisdom and insight through the years of their life journey. That wisdom will be like water in a desert, providing us life and sustenance to carry on where otherwise we would perish. Verse number 15. A person with good sense is respected. A treacherous person is headed for destruction. It is very refreshing to be in the presence of a person with a wealth of common sense. It seems so rare in today's world. We can respect a person who has these traits. On the other hand, a person without good sense cannot be trusted because they are unreliable, unfaithful, and two-faced. Verse number 16. Wise people think before they act. Fools don't, and even brag about their foolishness. A sign of a wise person is one that is not reactionary. They will take the proper time to think before taking action. This will prevent them from making decisions or taking actions that would be harmful to themselves or to others. In contrast to this is a fool, who reacts instead of taking action, who are only wise in their own eyes, but their decisions and actions prove otherwise. Verse number 17. An unreliable messenger stumbles into trouble, but a reliable messenger brings healing. A person who cannot be relied on for information or results will find themselves stumbling through life. They fall into trouble themselves and for those they impact. A person who is reliable is like healing to those who are afflicted. They are dependable, which soothes the souls, much like medicine would heal a body. Verse number 18. If you ignore criticism, you will end up in poverty and disgrace. If you accept correction, you will be honored. No one likes to be criticized because it hurts our egos and we may be offended. But if you do not heed constructive criticism, you will be a poor person who continues down the path of disgrace. Criticism is necessary if we are to grow wise. If we are willing to accept correction, we will live a life of honor and respect for others. Verse number 19. It is pleasant to see our dreams come true, but fools refuse to turn from evil to attain them. All of us have dreams and ambitions, and when we are able to achieve them, it is a pleasant occurrence. God's Word is full of wisdom and precepts which should be incongruent with our dreams. When your dreams are contrary to God's guideline and you refuse to change them, then don't be surprised when your dreams turn out to be nightmares. When God's precepts are adhered to, then there will be a predictable outcome. When they are not, then we cannot expect God to save us from our foolish decisions. Verse number 20. Walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get into trouble. You become like those who you invest time with. If you invest time with wise people and listen to their wisdom, you will gain wisdom yourself. If you spend time with foolish and wicked people, you will become like them. Like my mom would say, if you lie down with dogs, don't be surprised when you wake up with fleas. Verse number 21. Trouble chases sinners, while blessing rewards the righteous. Your thoughts will determine your actions, which will determine your outcomes in life. When you choose to do what is contrary to God's precepts, then you will have troubles in your life. In contrast, those who practice being good and godly will experience the reward of a peaceful and pleasant life that is free from fear and anxiety. Verse number 22. Good people leave an inheritance for their grandchildren, but a sinner's wealth passes to the godly. A person who is good and godly will make wise financial decisions, and as a result, will be able to accumulate wealth and godly traditions that can be passed on through the generations to come. But not so for those who make unwise financial decisions and become slaves to their lenders. They will not have the wealth nor the wisdom to pass to future generations. Verse number 23. A poor person's farm may produce much food, but injustice sweeps it all away. While there are situations that are completely out of our control, in most cases it is because of unwise financial decisions that we have made. This verse would indicate that even when a poor person has the opportunity to gain solid financial footing, they are unable to because of their past unwise financial decisions, and any gain that they do have is swept away by their creditors that they have made themselves slaves to. Verse number 24. Those who spare the rod of discipline hate their children, and those who love their children care enough to discipline them. This verse has fallen into some controversy in today's politically correct worldview. While I certainly do not advocate any type of abuse for children at any age, there are times when children and adults need to be disciplined for their unwise decisions. What we lose in the word discipline is the root word to disciple. When you disciple a person, you take them alongside you to train them and to teach them how to make proper decisions. This is what we need to do for our children and our grandchildren, to bring them alongside us, to care for them enough that we are willing to pour ourselves into their lives. And then verse number 25. The godly eat to their heart's content, but the belly of the wicked goes hungry. If you have the right mindset about contentment, then regardless if you're in plenty or in want, you will still be content with what you have. Those who are not content with what they currently have certainly will not be content with more. This applies to food or anything else in life. And that brings us to the end of the trail for today as we complete Proverbs chapter 13. Once again, the wealth of wisdom that we're able to dig up from these nuggets contained in these verses is amazing. It certainly is true that if we walk with the wise, we will become wise. So let's walk on today. On our next trek, which will be Philosophy Friday, we will continue to ponder and study the cycles and seasons of life, and in particular, the season of spring. So encourage your friends and family to join us and then come along with us on Friday for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our trek for today. Just as you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, we ask you to help us to grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person when you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us on each trek. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. And don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Trek so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. The journal for today's trek is available at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you on Friday.